What's up, y'all? I am Mona. Welcome back to my channel. So, today I need us to check out this clip from episode 26 from Pop the Balloon with Arlette. Young lady name is Brianna. She's 22. She's an aspiring actress, and she has an encounter with a gentleman by the name of John. John is an attorney, and he has a couple of other things that he's doing. And just check out this woman's response to John. All right. Thanks for tuning in.
Here we got a pop. Your name and age.
I'm John. I'm 27.
Okay.
Hi, John.
And John, why did you end up popping your balloon?
So I actually didn't think that you were indecisive or anything like that. I think, maybe it might be the nerves or something.
Yeah.
But for me, it was like the lifestyle that you said you wanted to live, like the countryside, farm and all that. I've lived in the city my whole life. I'm not a country person. Like I've tried it and I just wouldn't succeed in that. So just wanted to pop and not waste time.
Okay, no problem.
Makes
Yeah.
sense. And now, is he someone that's your type?
No,
Okay, why not?
he looks a little gay.
I beg your pardon.
Sorry.
Okay.
I mean, if you're not, it's okay. But
I mean, I'm here, right? Like,
So to confirm,
Right.
you like women.
Right.
Yeah.
He's on this lineup.
yeah.
Okay.
Can we talk about it? Because I believe that a lot of these women who come on these shows and a man can say anything that is not in an alignment to what they value, to what they believe. A lot of the time, the women are just downright disrespectful. Now, even if she thought that this man was gay, which again, like he said, like Arlette said as well, an assumption that all of the individuals here are in good faith, heterosexual men, period. I have yet to see Arlette do an episode where she caters to same-sex relationships. The individuals here are looking for love with the opposite gender. So for her to make that type of statement about his attire, she could have just said, I just don't like your attire, or you're not my preference. I do prefer some more specifics into the reasons why we don't choose individuals, because depending on what it is, it could give a lot more insight to some things that an individual may need to consider, as long as it's not something that's superficial, right? But there is such an issue that I just personally take with the things that women complain about on this show. This man, in my opinion, is well dressed. No, he may not be dressed the way that you may be accustomed to seeing men dressing, with the jeans and certain type of shirts and things like that, or even if he had on a traditional suit. But in my opinion, he was stepping with the fit that he had on. But instead of her moving along gracefully with the fact that he popped his balloon and she didn't get the satisfaction of popping on him first, she took it upon herself to, in my opinion, insult this man and his sexuality just because the way that he's dressed may not be a particular type of attire that she is accustomed to seeing on men on a regular basis. A very beautiful young lady. She's very much has a nice shape on her. But if a man would have said anything about her attire, it'd be, I don't like your dress. It's a little too revealing for me. I like my woman to be dressed a lot more modest. Then they would take a lot of issue with that. And again, in my opinion, for both the men and the women, depending on what it is, like saying you don't like a person's shoes or you don't like a person's shirt or pants, those are things that can be changed, right? If that person has their own desire to adjust their attire because there's some room for improvement, then that's something that could be addressed. But if you are a woman that particularly wants to dress a type of way that's very overly revealing, and that's something that you don't want to address, and that is a deal breaker for me, I can see that there's some legitimacy in that, right? And I also believe that no one should be getting with another person trying to just change that person. But things like, I don't like the style of a person's shoes. I remember the last episode, the gentleman said, I just don't like her boots.
Jay, is she someone that's your type?
No,
Okay. And why not?
I don't know. I just don't like those boots. That's one of my things is the boots, but I just don't. It's something about them.
That's fine.
Yeah, but everything else cool though. Everything else cool. It's solid.
Okay. So, but what's wrong with the boots?
I don't know, man. It's just something about like I have no reason. I literally have no reason. I just don't like them. It's just not my preference. Like I can't give you a solid reason. I just don't like them.
Yes.
In my opinion, I just think that him saying he didn't like her boots was very petty, and he probably didn't like other things about her, such as her appearance or something like that, or maybe her attitude, energy. Who knows, right? I think we can switch out shoes. We can switch out jackets. We can switch out shirts. But in my opinion, she disrespected this man by making a very immature assumption about this man's sexuality when he is clearly here on a show for women. Like they have that conversation. We're going to bring X amount of ladies here. Are you interested? He's a man. So he's showing up under the assumption that you are an available woman. I don't think, and I would hope there aren't any individuals who, especially men in particular, who either are bi or they are gay, showing up on a show where there's going to be women who show up on these shows who are here for a viral moment. They are here to clout chase. They are looking for any opportunity to get an extra set of eyes placed on them. This young lady already said she wanted to be an actress, but she did a horrible job at least keeping up her front, even if that's how she thought about this man, and took the opportunity to try to disrespect his manhood, completely out of order with her response to say that he looks gay. She could have said something else. And again, there's a time and a place for everything. I am in 100% in agreement that we should have our preferences and things we may like on our potential partner and mate and spouse and so on and so forth. But there is a fine line between expressing a preference and flat out disrespect. And she failed at being able and to have enough wisdom. She was only 22, we know. But at 22, you should still know enough about how to respectfully answer questions without insulting an individual. You should know that. As y'all saw, that he was just taken aback by her response, guys. He was caught off guard because he would have probably assumed that this young lady was mature enough to have a meaningful and respectful conversation with the individuals here. No, they're not necessarily on a date, but you have an opportunity, just like the way that we dress is to give an impression of ourselves. Of course, the way that we communicate and convey our interests. I don't think every time a person says something that they don't like, that it's going to always be receptive well in general. I think men in general, though, are more accustomed to rejection from women versus women being accustomed to rejection from men. This is why typically we do see women giving out insults when they hear something. It can be said in the most nicest way. But I do believe that oftentimes, because women, we don't do well with rejection, and so it's easier to just default and use that sharp tongue of ours to try to cut a man down because he said something that didn't meet our expectations, right? We come on these shows, y'all go on these shows, y'all think y'all are everything, and you have no flaws and you have no room for improvement. And when a man tells you, I'm not interested, I don't like women who wear a lot of weave and a lot of makeup, have a lot of tattoos, dress in a certain type of way, then we get on the defense. And the quickest thing for us to do is use that tongue, cut a man down, and be disrespectful and not understand that it's okay to have a preference. But there is a way in which we can still be honest and be straight, but without being disrespectful to the individuals that we are around and that we are engaging in conversations with. And unfortunately, the same way that a lot of women pop on these men when they hear certain things and they think it's sassy and it's uncalled for, and I can understand that because on these shows, there are men who have said things, and I'm just like, you know what? I would probably pop my balloon too. But also, when we say certain things and another man can see how you're maneuvering with him, he can only expect to get the same type of response or interaction from you. If you've treating this man that you don't even know, and he's not even being disrespectful towards you. He's just expressing himself in the most respectful way. But because we can't handle rejection, we can't handle when a person tells us or sees us in a way differently than how we may see ourselves, and it's not even about being disrespectful. It's just we have a hard time with that. And there are ways in which we can maintain our composure as women, to be ladylike and be respectful, and to not become irate, and to not, throw jabs and insults, because to me that's the easiest, lowest thing to do. Is you could just take the the feedback. You could take the feedback and keep it pushing. All right. But what do you guys think? Was she appropriate in her response to the gentleman and his attire? Do you think she was just being petty because he flat out said he didn't agree with, taking on a woman who wants to live this lifestyle when he knows himself? Do you think that that's just really what she saw? Do you think that this man probably should adjust his appearance and attire if he wants to attract a certain type of woman that he likes? Now, I don't want to give any spoilers, but John winds up matching with a woman that I believe that they were just on a face value. We don't know a whole lot about these individuals, but John did wind up matching. Just go watch the entire episode when you have a chance. All right. But let me know what you guys think about this conversation, about my commentary. If you've enjoyed our discussion today, please comment, leave a like, and consider subscribing to the channel. Peace.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!